James Wesley Patilla, age 79, died January 4th at his residence. Visitation is this afternoon from 2 until 7 p.m. tonight at Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel in the event room. Online condolences at curtisonfh.com, Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Funeral service for Curtis E. McDonald, age 79 of Alpine, is today at noon from Grace Baptist Church in Childersburg, with the Reverend Frank Thompson officiating. Burial to follow in the Alpine Cemetery. Visitation 2 hours prior to the service. Mr. McDonald died January 5th at his residence. He was a member of the Grace Baptist Church. Online condolences at curtisondsonfunerals.com, Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, or Childersburg Chapel, directing. Milton Buddy Morris, age 80 of Sylacauga, died January 4th. Visitation will be Friday evening from 5 till 8 p.m. at Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, with the funeral service on Saturday at 1 p.m. from Odina Baptist Church. Online condolences at curtisondsonfh.com. That's funeral service for Mr. Milton Buddy Morris, age 80. Visitation on Friday from 5 till 8 at the North Chapel. Funeral service Saturday at 1 p.m. from Odina Baptist Church, Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Celebration of life for Mr. Thomas Averett, age 78, is Thursday at Friendship Missionary Baptist Church in Talladega Springs at 1 o'clock. The Reverend Robert Russell officiating. Burial in the Friendship Church Cemetery in Talladega Springs. Visitation is today, 1 until 8 at the funeral home. Mr. Averett died January 2nd at Coosa Valley Medical Center, Community Funeral Home, directing. Celebration of life for Mr. Eddie Frank Chief Cook Sr., age 69, is today at Mount Zion CME Church in Alpine at 1 o'clock. Reverend Jerry Jones officiating. Burial in the Mount Zion CME Church Cemetery in Sylacauga. The body will lie in state at the church 1 hour prior to the service. Mr. Cook died at his residence in Sylacauga on January 4th. Online condolences at communityfuneralhome.org, Community Funeral Home, Sylacauga, directing. Celebration of life for Mrs. Daisy May Borden Wilson, age 83, is also today at St. John Missionary Baptist Church in Sylacauga at 11 o'clock, with the Reverend Roger Holzclaw officiating. Burial in the Pine Grove St. John Cemetery of Sylacauga. The body will lie in state at the church 1 hour prior to the service. Mrs. Wilson died January 3rd at Coosa Valley Medical Center, Community Funeral Home, directing. Willie J. Sonnyboy Lee, age 68, died January 5th. Community Funeral Home will announce the arrangements. Funeral service for Mr. David Wayne Davis, age 65, is Thursday at 2 o'clock from Jackson Gap Baptist Church, with the Reverend Charlie Horton officiating. Burial in the Jackson Gap Cemetery. The body will lie in state at the church 1 hour prior to the service. Visitation this evening from 5 till 8 o'clock at Radney Funeral Home. Mr. Davis died January 7th at his residence. He was a member of the Jackson Gap Baptist Church, Radney Funeral Home, directing. Mr. Wallace Williams died Monday, January 6th at Grandview Medical Center in Birmingham, Wright's Funeral Home, announcing. And Daphne Ann Stanton, age 67 of Sylacauga, died on Tuesday at her residence, Radney Smith Funeral Home, Sylacauga, announcing. And funeral service for Mrs. Shirley S. Powell, age 83 of Alexander City, will be today at 1 o'clock from the chapel of Radney Funeral Home, Reverend John Hill officiating. Burial in the Hillview Memorial Park. The family receiving friends 11:30 a.m. until 12:45 p.m. at Radney Funeral Home. Mrs. Powell died Sunday, January 5th at her residence. Memorial messages can be sent to the family at radneyfuneralhome.com. Radney Funeral Home in Alexander City in charge of the arrangements. This look at obituaries is brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. For pre-need funerals, burials, and cremations since 1975, Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.